Alright, so now we got our smoker box and our firebox in place. So we need a way of keeping this held up so you can actually work with it. So what I initially did was just put a piece of angle iron, did a small tack so it held it up. My first design was to make it a little more complicated and make basically one big L right there on the front and the back, and attach a center bracket there, and put a shelf in the middle or a drawer so I can put a plate or a big rack and bring it out and whatever. But it was just far too much, so I chose to go a different route once I saw this in place, which I'll show more later on. So what I would suggest doing is, since your firebox is sitting up on this, is although that center ring is pretty stable, it's not exactly. It does rock some. So just angle iron and just put on the front and back side. That'll keep it more from rocking at all. So once you've done that, you're ready for your doors. And doors are pretty simple. All you're going to do is go find a rack. I found mine at Lowe's. You can probably find them at Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, any of those guys. I mean, anybody that has grilling supplies. Find your grilling rack. And go ahead and use that for initial design before you cut your door. I kind of got dumb luck on mine and just cut my door first and found the first rack I ran across was the right size, so pure dumb luck. But so you're ready to cut your door. So you got your door traced out. What you want to do now is decide how you want to do your door, up or down. I chose to do mine down because my smoker stack is right here in the way. But also my handles are in the way, and besides that, if you stand up, bring your door open, unless you offset the hinges a large amount to where it folded way over, it's going to be in the way. So actually going down was the better choice. So, look at my door. It almost folds straight down because of the curve there. It almost goes, straight down. So there's a better way of doing it, at least for ease of doing it. So, to make your cuts, take your grinder and in the middle make your initial side cuts. From there, you'll take your Sawzall and going to the corners, but leaving about inch and a half of your corners still on. Go to the sides, leaving your corners, and you're leaving your corners so the door stays in place. So, and also you can weld on it and keep your ground. So the bigger amount you leave here, the more ground you have on the hard way. So with your door in place still, your hinges, no matter how messed up your cut is, will still be able to line up. So as long as you're not too far off, just place your hinge in the middle of the cut, and then from there, these hinges are pretty thin metal. If you get a good thick one, you probably could weld all the way down it. I got just the cheapest one I could find. So this one, my buddy was showing me that I could use basically a weld as a pop rivet. So you just hold it in place, or tack it in place first, and then you see how it melted the metal right there and there. Hold it in place, and then just build your weld up. Just encircle inside the holes, the screw holes, and then bring your head up and around, and it'll make your pop rivets. And if you make it as smooth and even as possible, if you want to, you can do however you can make it, as pretty as you want to. So, do what you want to do. So once you've got it on, you can cut off your four corners, and you have a door that opens. The same thing with your firebox. Let me get a light so we can see over there. With your firebox, obviously your door will open up differently, and it'll open up to the side. So you can do the same style with your hinge over here. I chose to go with a smaller hinge, and didn't do a pop rivet. I just welded on the corners, and this stuff burned easily, so I did a minimal amount of welding on stuff. So my door on this one, I wanted to go as simple as possible. Simple, simple, simple. So actually I saw another guy's YouTube video on how he made a wood burning stove out of a propane bottle. And I liked his design of the door. He basically used a similar design as this, and all it is a screw in the middle of the door with angle iron. So angle iron straight out. You'll notch the angle iron so where your door piece will actually fit into the grooves. That's how much air you actually let out. So that is your damper right there. And the longer you make it, the less heat transfers. So not to be too long though, because that's pretty long. It's not gonna be a whole lot hot, so I wouldn't worry too much.